Of course, we're moving to Assurate. Assurate Core Primary Teachers College in Soroti. But what takes us to Assurate is the commemoration of the International Youth Day 2024, which is to be hosted in at Assurate Core Primary Teachers College this time round. And of course, this will come under the theme of skills development for the enhancement of youth opportunities. Skills development for the enhancement of youth opportunities. So of course, but before I deliberate further on that, it's key to note that in furtherance of our mandate as a commission, we undertake monitoring, we undertake consultative visits on different government programs to ensure that all can access, all can benefit, and all can participate in all government programs and development programs and processes across the divide. Of course, like I've already said, that in the recent past we have had a number of, or a couple of groups of marginalized and vulnerable people that have come up in the country because of the post-COVID, because of the economic downturn, and many other related issues. So these issues have continued to bite quite a lot in one way or the other among our constituents. But of course, the opportunity is that now that we're celebrating the Youth Day, certainly of course under the theme of skilling, for enhancement of opportunities on the part of the youth. That is key. Of course, youth who are part and a parcel of our constituents, that is so key. So through this, we intend to find out the forms of discrimination that inhibit equitable access to social services, say health, education, by the vulnerable or marginalized groups in the sub-region. Of course, that is maybe in Teso sub-region per se. At the end of the process, we intend to propose policy recommendations in order to address the gaps. Soroti DLG specifically has been selected as a host district. Of course, this is rotational. The Youth Day can be organized. The last time it was in Kabale. So this year around it is in Soroti. So this is the venue. And the shift towards, of course, skills development is critical not only for responding to the unemployment among the youth, but also for achieving the sustainable development goals. A successful shift towards a skilled world will depend on development of skills in the population. Skills development, of course, entails knowledge, abilities, values, working on the attitudes needed to live, of course, in society, developing and supporting sustainable and resource-efficient societies, or a resource-efficient society. And of course, this we want to, because if you're to see the title there, gender equality, per the 2024-25 national budget, opportunities for progress. By so doing, by participating in the International Youth Day, of course, we have pre-International Day activities, which can take the form of shows like this one, a TV talk show, a radio talk show, a stakeholder engagement within the sub-region, and more so in the Soroti district. So that is key. We, at the end of the day, we identify the gaps in the different government interventions that have been taken. By so going there, we can be in position to see buildings that are inaccessible. We can be in position to see hospitals or health centers that are inaccessible, schools that are inaccessible, the staff gaps in staffing, of course, and the like. We can also make whatever a snap check in, I think, we can visit the planner of the given area or if a given sub-county or a given district per se. We can then inquire on a few things here and there. We can also address issues of inequality, especially in terms of allocation, in terms of that is budgeting per se. So that is so key. Then we can also make inquiries, investigations on different cases to do with marginalization. This can also inform research topics or for the purpose of our annual report on the state of equal opportunities in Uganda. One such report that is just like the one that is yet to be launched. I think Yusuf will invite you, I know, in September. So things of the nature. So that is why Soroti and Asuret Core Primary Teachers College this time around as the venue has become so key to us as a commission. That is why it is so relevant to us as a commission.
So in your elaborations, I've seen you've put more emphasis on the issues pertaining those people, especially the youth of Soroti. What happens to those in the different parts of the country? Are there any deliberations, any engagements that have been taken?
Yes, we have moved across the breadth and width of this country.
Okay.
As a department and as a commission, we have moved across. We have, and of course, this has been anchored on the theme of taking EOC to the people. Personally, I've been in much of Karamoja sub-region, areas of Moroto, Napak, Nakapiripiriti. I've been in Abim. So then I've also been in Western Nile, much of Koboko, much of Arua City, Arua District. I've been in Yumbe, Maracha, Terego, to do much of this kind of work. And we have discovered a number of, there have been a number of emerging issues in those districts and in the city itself, which we have reported on and which are also informing our annual report and the different publishments that we come up with. And of course, at the end of the day, it informs the policy. We have met members of parliament of those areas, Karamoja, Western Nile, of course, etc. My colleagues have also been in much of the central region. They have been on the island areas in the central region. They have been in Western Uganda. They have been in Eastern Uganda. So really, we have traversed this country, and we are continuing to move, of course, in order to ensure that all can have access, can participate, and can benefit from the development programs and processes, to follow up the government interventions in one way or the other, and as to whether the budget, of course, has the different budgets of the different districts have that gender and equity lens. While they are planning and the budgeting, of course, there must be that element, that lens, gender and equity.
We've seen very many outcries out there, especially from young girls, about some of the things that are so crucial to them, like the sanitary towels and very many others. And up to now, this is something that is still on, and probably we could say that maybe there are no interventions that are taken. So is Equal Opportunities Commission giving it any attention to see that at least there should be a policy to address some of these issues?
Yes, we have made recommendations. Our annual report is emphatic on that fact. The different assessments are also emphatic on that fact as we assess the budget and the plans and budgets of the different ministries, departments, agencies. Of course, this time around they are program-based. As we assess them, we also touch such areas. As we visit them also, because we also have engagements with their schools, we're also trying as much as possible to ensure that there is a provisioning of such that to avoid to avoid dropout, to avoid missing of classes and the like, just because of that. We are doing quite a lot in that area. of course, especially advocacy. We do quite a lot of advocacy.
Okay.
EOC, of course, our work is in the details. So those are our areas. We look into those areas in different ways, and we advise accordingly. We advise accordingly. Most recently, we have donors that we are working with, like Global Fund as a department, and Danish Institute for Human Rights. We're also working with them. And I think in one of those activities, we shall touch some of those areas, especially when we go to areas like Karamoja sub-region and maybe Eastern Uganda, also areas of Busoga. So we shall be looking much into those areas or into those issues.
We pray that at least that song will come to an end, because it has overlived and it has become a threat to the gender. And when we talk about gender equality, it is really a very big threat. But let us also talk about eliminating discrimination, because in one of the things you talked about earlier was and part of the things you work on as Equal Opportunities Commission was eliminating discrimination. What is this kind of discrimination that you consider as EOC?
As EOC, of course, we have our mother act, the Equal Opportunities Commission Act, which is now CAP 7. It has a definition for discrimination. Discrimination entails unjust and prejudicial treatment of different categories of people or individuals on grounds either sex, on grounds age, socioeconomic status, cultural background, education, physical health status, etc. The list is long, like I mentioned in our mandate per the Constitution, per Article 32 of the Constitution. So, and our mandate does not stop at government bodies, but also the private sector. We are yet to vigorously, we are yet to wholesale venture into the private sector. We are yet. But of course, we have been let up or let down by issues of the thin stuff that we have had for a long time. We have had a thin stuff. The budget issues also have been a hindrance, but yeah, not all is lost. We are hoping for the best. Year in, year out, government has been enhancing us, has been facilitating us, and I know over time, certainly that will be history. And we shall be in position to be fully fledged and have different offices across or branch offices across the country, which will be so crucial in as far as implementation of our mandate and our other related works are concerned.
Does this mean that whoever wants to benefit out of the services of Equal Opportunities Commission has to travel to Kampala? For now?
For now, but we also have district planners, we have district community development officers. In there, we have probation officers. Those are some of course, those are some of the offices or officers that also aid our work in one way or the other. They can, someone who is aggrieved can always lodge a complaint there. Many times we leave, we furnish them with the complaint forms. So, especially if it is to do with legal services and investigation department, many times it's a call away. There can be walk-ins though, but the calls also can do. And then many times we move. For example, the legal services and investigation department can move with the tribunal. The tribunal can be can be organized, and then the 5 members can all attend those tribunals on regional basis. So we have tried to fill the gap in one way or the other. We patch up here and there. But then our different departments also are always on the move. There are times when we are away, we are out of office like for weeks, for days, doing a lot of work. Like I already told you, taking EOC to the people has moved us for days or over days to the different sub-regions. So the vehicles turn up to be, in a way or the other, our regional offices, in a way. But we are looking at that. We have always raised that as one of the challenges we have, lack of regional offices. Perhaps the reason as to why awareness has been, we have not been much felt in the different parts of the country simply because of that. But still we get the cases. The cases are on the rise over different issues that are equal opportunity related. Yeah, from the different parts of the country.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Now, tell us about marginalization, because I believe now this draws a lot of questions when you talk about marginalization and how Equal Opportunities Commission is really managing the marginalization, especially in the places of work.
This entails exclusion. This entails being at a disadvantage from accessing, benefiting, and participating, or taking part in making critical decisions on matters concerning one's life or lives of different groups of people or individuals. Yes, still, of course, this is within the realm of our mandate or of the commission. And Legal Services and Investigation Department has done quite a lot in this area. There are a number of cases, many of which it would be sub judice to mention them here. But you go online, of course, we have online case management, especially in areas of the nature. Cases across the country, many employees coming over, reporting this and that, long lines of marginalization, which is also defined in our Mother Act, the EOC, the Equal Opportunities Commission Act, CAP 7. Most recently after following the reform. So basically there is a lot that has been done in this area, but specifically by the Legal Services and Investigations Department in that particular area. Of course, we as a department, we have departments, we have units or functions. We as the Education, Training, Information and Communications Department, we do a lot of sensitization or awareness raising. Then we might come up with a few cases here and there, or many. We whistleblow per se about our mandate and the like, and where to find us. And then people report. Then investigations takes on from there. Then the reporting, research, monitoring, and evaluation, that is, of course, which comes up with the annual report on the state of equal opportunities, also takes it up from there. Then, of course, we have that Department of Compliance and Enforcement, which does a lot of assessment or evaluation of the budgets and plans. So, but of course, in this area of exclusion, these are mostly individuals that come to report to the commission of issues related to their workplaces or land issues in a way between among family members or what, something like that. So issues that are within our realm or within the limits of the commission, the legal services can handle that are marginalization related. The legal services and investigation department has taken them on very successfully.
Maybe the other thing I can ask about that, you talked about land, and we've seen very many widows that are being taken advantage of. So the husband dies and the family comes to take the property of the deceased in the name of helping the orphans, and in the end, the children don't benefit, the widow doesn't benefit, the family takes up everything. Is that also part of the work that Equal Opportunities part of the cases that Equal Opportunities Commission receives?
So long as the Legal Services and Investigation Department or wing of the commission, or function of the commission, has analyzed that matter, has analyzed that case, and within it there are elements of discrimination, there are elements of marginalization, it will take it on. Otherwise, if it's not that, it will refer it to the Administrator General or any other related agency.
So with all these interventions, with all other reports you have released, Could you sit back and say, at least so far so good, there is a mile we've walked when it gets to marginalization?
Yes, so far so good. There is a lot of statistics on that.
Okay.
So far, it's a journey in the continuum, I would say. A journey that is continuing, I would say. Not all is lost.
Okay.
The future is bright. We have done our best
Okay.
in this area.
Okay.
I'm proud.
Okay.
For the years I've been there, at least I've seen people. There have been people have testified. There have been write-ups of appreciation to the commission, and we have tagged them to many of our reports and the like. So, yeah, there is a lot that has been done in that area, and a lot awaits to be done.
I look at a situation where an institution, an organization has come up with policies which sometimes might be contrary to what you advocate for, but I mean, this is their system. For instance, for you to be given an opportunity, you have to present medical,
Evidence.
results. You're not HIV positive, or you're not suffering from this infection, or what, such things. Don't you find it a little contradicting with what you're doing? Especially if I'm a whistleblower, I've been subjected to that, and I come to your place, but then the company says this is our policy as a company.
Someone must produce evidence, must produce relevant documents. That is the line in which you.
Yes. Yes.
So then sometimes you find someone does not have those relevant documents or wants to keep it.
Exactly, as a secret to themselves. Yet the company, the human resource requires it. For example, the health status.
There are issues over there. But of course, if they could only borrow a leaf from how we handle different cases, there are cases that we don't publicize per se. There are certain cases that we handle clandestinely, underground, and behind the scenes, I would say. There are certain issues, there are certain matters that are confidential. There is that confidentiality, I would say, is what I wanted to say. We handle people's cases, it's a case-to-case basis, of course. The way, as and when they come in, the way they come in, they want them to be handled, especially if they are matters of confidentiality, so long as they don't affect evidence or they don't affect the entire process, the hearings and things like that. Of course, there is a way we've been handling, depending on the nature of the case.
Okay.
So how I wish they would borrow a leaf from that. That confidentiality is key many times. So maybe they would have, the HR would be so much, that lens of confidentiality is key.
Okay.
Yeah, those are HR related issues. They need to work on that area. They need guidance. Of course, that would do with guidelines now. That calls for detailing guidelines, especially to cater for that area of confidentiality.
Well, we are taking a short commercial break. When we return, we still have a lot to talk about, especially when we get to the upcoming International Youth Day. Stick with us.
Issues at hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
Issues at hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
Issues at hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
Welcome back from that commercial break. Here we are. This is Issues at Hand, powered by Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best. We are looking at enhancing equal opportunities for all Ugandans, because we are supposed to get equal opportunities, and we are looking at a number of things. We are with Mr. Juma Waida from Equal Opportunities Commission. He's the Principal Education and Training Officer. Now, before the break, we had talked about marginalization, but as we were starting this show, you said that one of the things you are doing before the International Youth Day is to create awareness through TV and radio talk shows. What is that message that you are carrying now that you are here? What message do you want people to pick out of this awareness you are doing before that day?
Thank you very much, Uncle Mukalas. Of course, the message that we are carrying this time around for this edition of 2024 is specifically on skills, is anchored on the theme skills development for enhancement of the youth opportunities. As you are aware, of course, the shift towards skills development is critical not only for responding to unemployment, but also for achieving sustainable development goals. The essence of skills, I've already said, is sometimes expressed partly, if not wholly, through other associated terms such as skills for the future and skills for jobs. While skills are relevant for people of all ages, we continue to say that they have heightened importance for the younger people, for the youthful people, who can contribute to the shift or to evolution for a longer period of time, or to transition for a longer period of time. It's therefore important to recognize how skills are directly linked to jobs for the young people, and that these jobs contribute to preserving or restoring the quality, either by supporting process or through the production of products and services Young people need to be well equipped with the skills so that they can successfully navigate the changing environment and leverage opportunities that the environment presents. That is so key. If skills are to help drive both youth employment and sustainable development, the two sets of policies need to be well aligned and mutually reinforcing. But of course, as we do this, there are challenges. There are challenges. Of course, one such challenge is that the necessary investment in skills development has been underestimated in the context of national commitments. The critical role of education and skills development to support people's capacity to navigate societal transition through their lives has also been, of course, has not been given much attention also. The shift is shaping the experience of today's youth in education and work. Moreover, the young people who are equipped with the skills will better be prepared to act as catalysts who can lead the shift to a skilled lot in future. So therefore, this 2024 edition of the International Youth Day will focus, as a commission, we shall focus on youth, on skills for youth, highlighting initiatives at the global and national levels, discussing relevant opportunities and challenges, and offering forward-looking policy guidance. The edition will also focus on awareness of skills and their relevance, about skills and their relevance for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, while highlighting the central role of the young people in this shift or in this transition or evolution. Equip stakeholders with the knowledge and information necessary to understand the importance of skills for the young people, to showcase policies and practices that can nurture the development of skills among young people, and perhaps provide an inclusive platform for stakeholders to exchange views on related topics pertaining to skilling the youth.
Wow, that is very important. We've seen the presidential initiative for skilling the boy and the girl child. We've seen very many people coming up to talk about skilling. Should we say that now this is an opportunity, this is an answered prayer, or this is an answered effort for Equal Opportunities Commission?
Yes. To further, of course, as a commission, we do the torching. We do the assessment. We have that other lens.
Okay.
That gender and equity lens is what we are looking for. That responsiveness of the different government interventions, that is an opportunity. That is good fodder, I would say, for our different departments, particularly the research department, particularly the compliance and enforcement department, which of course come up with reports to do with which are having the challenges and recommendations on a related thematic issue, like this one of skilling the youth. And then this is what informs the policy in future. And most recently, of course, this is an area of interest for government and different agencies, different ministries, different departments. It's an area of interest. So basically, of course, and especially the program of human capital development. So of that as a program, and to which many of our departments are part, even this very department is a part of the community mobilization and mindset change, and also human capital. But then also the compliance and enforcement department is key here. So I know this is good food for them. It's good fodder, that is what I said for them.
We've had another cry in Uganda, and that has always been unemployment. And we've seen very many parents taking now vocationalization, embracing vocationalization for their children. Now, when we combine the two, when we combine vocationalization, we also bring in now the skilling for the informal sector. Should we say that there is hope that the young people or the youth shall be absorbed, and at least at one point everyone shall have ability to put food on the table?
Yes, yes. Like I've always said, that not all is lost. There is hope that they will be fully absorbed at one point in time.
Okay.
And those that will, of course, by skilling, of course, that gives you the ability also to be creative once you're skilled. And I know this business of exporting our people in one way or the other, at one point or the other, there will be a reduction at one point or the other, at one time. Well, of course, if not, it will be more organized, better organized. Just like I heard some of our neighbors are organizing it even much better to make it fully known, and there is something about it in the neighborhood, of course. So, as the source of revenue also for government, and also the people who are involved within, of course, can earn something that can lead to tangible results back home and the like. So we can see some results. So, but the creativity will be key.
Okay.
Creativity. Just like one honorable, March of last week, we had meetings with some MPs at the commission, particularly on this issue of gender and equity budgeting. There was a report being presented and something like that. Then we had, there is a way one MP talked about creativity as being key. But of course, this skilling will lead to further creativity on the part of our people, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. If we can take further effort, further steps into this area, and then venture wholesale into these areas, they can see the future will be bright.
Well, that is impressive. We dream of a day where that song will not be sung anymore, of unemployment. Someone was saying that probably the youths who don't have what to do are easily driven into a lot of things, including riots and demonstrations and protests. After all, they don't have anything to look back to. But we pray that that will come to the end, and every Ugandan shall at least be able to put food on their table. Now, we get back to Equal Opportunities Commission again, and I want you to tell us about what tell us about the powers that the commission possesses.
About the commission, of course, our powers, of course, can through different departments,
Okay.
or can be viewed or seen or best brought out by looking at the different departments, particularly the Legal Services and Investigations Department. Of course, and the Mother Act provides quite a lot on their part in terms of summoning, in terms of coming up with the orders, rulings, of course, summoning people, particularly in order to attend or to appear before the commission. They enter appearance before the commission. That is key on that, but that is basically Legal Services and Investigations Department. They also conduct ADR, alternative dispute resolution. That entails mediation, arbitration, conciliation, settlement, and so on. When it fails, the tribunal sits as a court. That is the 5-member team of the commission. They sit as a court to resolve matters, and the decision of that tribunal or the 5-member team of the commission can only be appealed against in the High Court. Then we have assessment, that is now Compliance and Enforcement Department. They assess budgets, they assess plans of the different ministries, departments, agencies, of the different programs, around 19 or so of them, or 20 of them that we have, including DPI, community mobilization and mindset change, human capital development, is it governance and security, is it science and technology, call it anyway. They assess those programs for issues of compliance, for issues of responsiveness to gender and equity.
Okay.
In as far as gender and equity, whether they have budgeted, whether they have planned, with that lens at the back of their mind, there should be something like that. And of course, in view that would lead to equalization of opportunities, that will lead to equalization in terms of access, in terms of benefit, in terms of participation on the part of the people across the divide over this country. Then we have the monitoring, the research monitoring and evaluation department. This is the one which comes up with the annual report on the state of equal opportunities. Of course, it conducts audits, research, monitoring and evaluation in terms of government programs. Can do this at times together with the civil societies, the private sector interventions also, to ensure that they are compliant with the promotion of equal opportunities and affirmative action. Then we have the education, training and information and communications department, the one to which I belong. Now this one, it has the power to educate and publish guidelines on equal opportunities, affirmative action and inclusive development generally, or inclusion. So it's in that, it's along such grounds, it's along such lines. Our powers are along such lines.
There is something you talked about, tribunal and alternative tribunals. What is a tribunal in the sense of
is akin. It has semblance of a court session. It is some semblance of court session. But of course, not these rudimentary, not these traditional court systems, but just semblance. It's akin court, but not court per se, not real court sessions per se, but it's a semblance. It's not part of the conventional court system as it is set up to be less formal, but though faster in resolving disputes. It was at that backdrop that government came up with the commission, and therefore mandated it to come up with tribunals of the nature, such that it can quicken resolution of disputes, those disputes that are equal opportunity related. And the fact being that many of the disputes that were making headway to court were equal opportunity related. Yes.
We see sometimes when tribunals sit, and like you say that they offer quick, they offer quick response. And now, I mean, who are the members of this tribunal? Because someone really want to understand the members of this tribunal that caused this to happen. Is there always a judge or someone in such a caliber?
Yes, there is. The members of this tribunal are the members of the commission that were appointed by the president and then vetted in the parliament. The current one, of course, this is the third of something commission per se. The current commission constitutes of Honorable Safia Nalule, she's the chairperson. Then the vice is member Joel Cox Ojuku. And then we have three other members, that is member Habib Seruwaji, in charge of youth. Then we have Sister Mary Wasagali, in charge of the older persons. We have member Denise Asimwe, in charge of women, affairs. So, but of course you will find that these are also from different regions. The East is represented, the North is represented, the Central is represented, the West is represented. So it's balanced in one way or the other.
Because it is
so, and also catering for the different constituents of the commission in one way or the other. There is something akin that. So these ones constitute the tribunal at any one point. A member can constitute a tribunal. And then, of course, the Act and the regulations, of course, are very clear on the forum, procedure, and the documents that are required. I need not go much into that. The guidelines are very clear. If someone wants more information, can always walk in. can always visit our commission and also try our website. It could be a call away. They can access that information. It's public information. So they can decide at one point, depending on where maybe issues are, they can go to the east or the north and constitute a tribunal there and handle maybe they can be camp in an area or in that region like for a week, handling different discrimination and equal opportunity related issues in that particular area.
Okay, when we get to the services, are these services free of charge or someone has to pay in some facilitation?
These services are free of charge. The services are not for payment. We don't pay for these services.
Okay.
They are free of charge. Someone does not. In fact, there is a refund in terms of, depending on the budget in a given year, in a given quarter or financial year, someone is refunded, a witness, because in terms of transport especially, the transport that someone foots can be refunded to that particular witness or the witnesses that are brought to concretize the evidence of a given complainant. They're always refunded in one way or the other. They are supposed to be refunded.
Okay.
That is the working of the commission, especially the legal services and the investigation department. That is how it's supposed to operate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still.
Because remember, this commission is dealing with issues of the vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
The haves not.
The next question is, and of course this might be our last for today, who should come at the commission? Because sometimes someone should be coming to the commission for answers, but they don't think they are part of the categories of the people that should be coming to the commission to benefit from the services.
Thank you, Uncle Mkalazi, for that question. From the definition of what the Equal Opportunities Commission is, the definition of marginalization, the definition of discrimination, and the categorization of our constituents, acronym YOPWE, that is youth, older persons, persons with disabilities, ethnic minorities, women,